Welcome to Hallabol. You are watching our English news bulletin at this moment, and this is Rashmi here with you. Before moving to the details, let us have a look at the day's headlines. AICC Secretary and Assam Congress leader Bhupen Kumar Bora distributed relief to the people affected in the flood. Schools and colleges to remain shut, but exams of the academic year would be completed, declared Education Minister Ratan Nath. Bribery and corruption is increasing at an alarming rate in the state of Tripura. Administration remains silent. CPIM's youth wing TYFI protested the decision to ban recruitment in railways and attempt at privatization. Now the news in details. When Assam is battling with twin disasters of flood and COVID, AICC Secretary and Congress leader of Assam Bhupen Kumar Bora came forward and lended help providing relief commodities to the people in distress. Also strongly criticized the role of BJP government for not helping the poor and affected people in the crucial time. Assam is battling with twin disasters of flood and coronavirus. The flood situation continues to deteriorate with the number of deaths going up every day. Most of the rivers in the state are in spate, and the Indian Meteorological Department has forecasted more rain in the coming days. Wednesday, Congress leader Bhupen Kumar Bora in a tweet criticized the central BJP and state-run BJP government for failing in helping the people. Amidst this crucial time when the government failed to supply food grains, medical facilities for the people residing in food relief camps across Assam, he wrote in his tweet. Both are in deep sleep. People are dying out of hunger more than that of flood and COVID. In this situation, after the directions of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, Bhupen Kumar Bora, AICC Secretary and Assam Congress leader, came forward and lended help to the needy people. He visited Namoni Subansiri Higher Secondary School, Jammugiri in Lakhipur district and offered food stock as a relief for the people. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Schools and colleges along with other educational institutes to remain shut till the situation improves, but exams would be completed as per guidelines, said Education Minister Ratan Nath on Wednesday. After a detailed discussion with ex-Education Minister Tapun Chakraborty, various student units, vice-chancellors of the universities and educated experts, it has been decided that a committee with all the representatives would be formed to discuss the education system and opening of schools, colleges and educational institutes. Therefore, appointing Arunodaya Saha as the chairman, who is also the present chairman of the State Education Council, the committee has been formed. After a detailed discussion, it has also been decided that due to the spread of coronavirus at an unprecedented rate, it is not the appropriate time to reopen the schools, colleges and other educational institutes. Only after the decision of the central government and the permission from the health department, they will be reopened, said Education Minister Ratan Nath on Wednesday.
সমস্ত আলোচনার পর এখানে আলোচনার পর সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে যে এখন কোনো মতেই স্কুল কলেজগুলি যাতে না খোলা হয়, কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের সিদ্ধান্ত হলে স্বাস্থ্য দপ্তরের অনুমতি পেলে তখনই যেন কলেজ খোলার চিন্তা করা হয়। এই জন্য সেখানে সেন্ট্রালের নিট পরীক্ষা এগুলি যেগুলি আছে সেগুলির সাথে লক্ষ্য রেখে যাতে সেম ডেটে না পড়ে আগে পরের মধ্যে করা হয় জয়েন্ট এন্ট্রান্স বোর্ড।
Also, after the discussion, the Joint Entrance Board has been asked to take all the necessary preparations for the examination. After the Central Board exams, the date of the Joint Entrance examinations will be announced. The final exam of colleges, that is the final semesters, under the UGC guidelines, discussions has been done with the Vice-Chancellors of the universities and the process of examinations will be decided after a short while. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Commissioning business and bribery has increased at an alarming rate in the state as well as in the capital city Agartala. 28 lakhs GPF in a year, deposition of 25,000 every month by a government police official is a prime example in this regard. Surprising incidents are nothing new in the state of Tripura and mostly in the capital city in the Hira era. According to the secret information of the police department, the commissioning business has extended to a topmost level in the Bottala area, following which the OC of Bottala Farid does not even need to touch his salary to run his livelihood. If we look at the GPF statement of OC Sahadev Bhumik of Bottala Police Fari as shown in the screens of Hallabol, in the financial year 2019-20, every month he has been depositing rupees 25,000 in his GPF account. Here the question arises, then what is his actual salary? Also, in the critical situation when prices of essential commodities are skyrocketing, one sub-inspector keeps 25,000 rupees from his salary in GPF and also allegedly has vast properties in his name and huge bank balance. Also, according to public information, allegedly he has built enormous property at Bonkumari's Shahapara area. Now, how does he run his family then? Sahadev Bhumik has no answer to this question. This definitely brings the people of the state to the conclusion that without taking bribe or commission, or one lower grade state government police official cannot have such vast property or deposit 25,000 every month into his GPF account. It could be known that cannabis, fentanyl, yaba business is a daily business in Bottala area. Also, the without license bar and illegal business of local and foreign liquor contributes to around 7.5 lakh rupees every month in the Bottala police station, which also draws a conclusion that the OC of Bottala Police Fari mainly loots the benefits of the commission. But it is a matter of huge concern where the Bottala police station resides in the prime area of the capital city. Why such illegal business has flourished there, and also why the administration is silent even after having the knowledge of such corrupted government officials. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Along with 7 charter point demands, CPIM's Youth Wing, Democratic Youth Federation of India, Tripura unit protested against the decision of ban on recruitment in railways and attempt at privatization. Also wrote a letter to the Union Rail Minister. The Democratic Youth Federation of India, DYFI, Youth Front Organization of the CPIM, has strongly protested on the ban imposed in recruitment in railway services and privatization of railway routes to private companies. In a letter to the Union Railway Minister Piyush Goyal, the DYFI has sharply criticized the twin decisions, describing them as shameful.
করার প্রতিবাদ জানিয়ে বিভিন্ন রাজ্যে যারা রেলের আধিকারিকরা আছেন তাদের কাছে আমরা স্মারকলিপি প্রদান করছি। মূলত 9 দফা দাবিতে গোটা দেশব্যাপী আজকে রেলের আধিকারিকদের নিকট এই স্মারকলিপি প্রদান করা হচ্ছে। ডিওয়াইএফআই এবং টিওআইএফ এর আহ্বানে আমরা আগরতলা রেল স্টেশনের আধিকারিকের নিকট 9 দফা দাবি সনদ মাননীয় রেলমন্ত্রীর উদ্দেশ্যে ওনার নিকট আমরা তুলে দেব। আপনারা জানেন যে ইতিমধ্যেই ভারতের কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে 109টি রুটে 151টি রেল বেসরকারীকরণ করার জন্য। আমরা মনে করি এতে কর্মসংস্থানের ক্ষেত্রে একটা মারাত্মক আঘাত নেমে আসবে।
Lashing out at the railway department statement that privatization will boost employment prospects, the statement said that past experience shows privatization rather reduces employment opportunities and leads to job cuts. Apart from this, DYFI has also raised a 7-point charter demands in its letter to the Union Railway Minister. It includes withdrawal of decision to privatize railways immediately, institution of proper recruitment process in the railways, filling up of all existing vacancies in the railways, abolition of posts and vacancies in the railways must be stopped immediately. No halting of current recruitment process in the interest of youth should be done. Ban on appointment of retired employees, again on contract, and stoppage of contractual appointment in the railways. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Well, that's all from our English desk at this moment. For more news and updates, stay tuned to Hallabol.